Good evening, you guys. I have no idea what happened. So we're going to re-record and I will post it. I will upload it in just a few. I have no idea. I know it's been a while since I've done it, since I've gone live on Facebook, but I don't know what I did not click. I didn't click something. Anyway, we have been talking about discussing what does desperation look like? Do you know? Well, come on in. Bring your tea. Let's sit down and talk about it, okay? I have a quote for you. The quote is, do not be desperate for love. If you are desperate, you will be given anything because they know you will accept it. Know what you want, what you deserve, and be willing to wait for it. Now, this was penned by Tony Gaskins, but I would like to add something to this, and that is to trust the process. Trust the process, knowing that God will give you what you need, not necessarily what you want, but He's going to give you what you need, and He's going to give it to you in His time, not yours. So trust the process. As was stated last week on Thursday, that desperation is terribly unattractive. It is. It's unattractive. And the likelihood of you getting what you really want is slim to none. It's slim to none. Have you, since last week, did you do a self evaluation and check to see if you might be giving off desperate vibes? Did you do? If not, you still have time. And we defined um, desperation as a feeling showing or involving a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad as to be impossible to deal with, so bad as to be impossible to deal with. Again, we can have a tendency to get carried away when we meet someone new. We can. And it's okay to be enthusiastic about being found by a new partner, being focused and committed. Okay. Making time to respond to matches, going on lots of dates, and blocking out time in your weekly schedule to meet new people and attend social gatherings. However, there is a point when it starts to look more like desperation. There's a point where it starts to look more like desperation. Now, what are some of the signs that you might be slipping into the abyss of desperation? What are some of the signs? Well, last week we talked about constant availability. Constant availability, whether it's being available to chat online 24/7, responding immediately to every text and email, or being free to go on dates at a moment's notice, being available all the time gives one clear message. You don't have a life. You do not have a life. I'm not advocating playing games. I'm not. But it is important that you give time and attention to the rest of your life, your friends, family, hobbies, etc., and make dating only a small slice of the pie. Make dating only a small slice of the pie, which makes up the rest of your life, rather than making dating the whole dish. We talked about last week as well, as we just do a quick overview, compromising your integrity and principles. Signs of desperation will often feel as though you need to compromise in order to secure a lasting relationship. It is important to be flexible and open to new possibilities. Maybe dating someone who is out of your normal age range, out of your normal age range or region. I date out of my normal age range. It's okay. It's okay. Now we're not gonna go rob the nursery, but but it's okay. Out of your normal age range or region. It starts to look desperate when you begin to let go of deeply held principles or begin to do things that compromise your integrity, i.e., sleeping with someone on the first date because you just can't bear being single any longer. So let's pause right here. You can't bear to be single any longer. Well, it was the most interesting experience for someone to say to me, you're not single any longer because we're dating. Wrong. I'm just as single as the day that you met me. Why? Because I'm not married to you. I'm not carrying your last name. Therefore, I am still single. Now, I'm in a relationship with you. That does not constitute not being single. If I am never been married, I'm single. If I'm widowed or widower, I'm single. If I'm divorced, I'm single again until my last name changes. You are single. You're just in a relationship, but you are single. If something was to happen, I promise you, you could not get any of his benefits. You are still single. Okay? Just a sidebar. A desperate need to hold on to a relationship can also lead you to minimizing or overlooking behavior that you find to be demeaning, insulting, or even abusive. While you may feel that being compliant and easygoing will bring you the love you want, the reality is that you will probably end up being treated like a doormat because it will seem as though you have no self respect. That's what it's going to seem like. You have no self respect. We desperately need to teach people how to treat us. And if you do not respect yourself, it is highly unlikely that date will respect you either. Yeah, it's highly unlikely. What we're going to talk about tonight is being too agreeable, wanting to please. You may have experienced this, the yes person who wants your approval so badly, they will deny their own needs and feelings to get it. The trouble with someone like this is that you'll never really be able to trust them or get close to them because at a fundamental level, they are being dishonest with themselves and they're being dishonest with you. David Burris freed me because I had that problem of me who has boundaries and my boundaries have boundaries. But I hadn't found my no yet. And when he said to me that I can say no, if that's what I feel, and I don't owe an explanation for my no. My no is no. I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No. And it felt so good. Try it. Try a no. It's freeing. If you find yourself agreeing to dates you don't want to go on, having difficulty saying no, put a great deal of effort into this date, right? And are often left feeling frustrated and resentful. Why? Because you didn't want to go in the first place and you didn't know how to say no and you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings, but your feelings were hurt because you didn't want to do it. Yeah. You wanted the reward. And what was the reward? Their approval, their compliments, the possibility that there could be a second date. It may be that you're suffering from a disease to please, which is being motivated by your need for approval and your own desperation that by any genuine interest in the person you are dating. No, I don't want to go out. Thank you for asking. No. The next one is a need for compliments and reassurance. The need for compliments and reassurance. It's perfectly natural to want and need some reassurance that a date is progressing well, but it does not necessarily mean you have to keep asking your date whether they are enjoying themselves. You don't have to do that. Trust that you will know by noticing how they are behaving, how they are engaging with you. You'll know whether they are. So you don't have to ask them so that they lie to you. Be observant. If they are making conversation, laughing, and seem happy to be there, relax and enjoy yourself without overanalyzing every gesture. Focus on whether you are having a good time. Focus on whether you are having a good time. He took you to the restaurant that you wanted to go to. The conversation is still flowing and it feels good. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Don't think about, well, am I going to see him tomorrow? Is he going to call me when he gets home? Just enjoy the moment. Focus on whether you are having a good time rather than trying to get into their head work out what is going on with them. No, that's not what you're going to do. Avoid making disparaging remarks about yourself. You know, like you say, oh, I look so fat in this. Now, you know you don't look fat in it. You've been standing in front of the mirror for over an hour before he even arrived. You knew you were fine when you stepped out of the door on the way to the car, but in hopes that they will contradict you. No, you look great, because a compliment gained in this way not only shows your insecurity, but it puts pressure on the other person to say what you want to hear, which is a whole lie, pure and simple. Or maybe not. Be confident in yourself. I know I look good. And walk out with your head up, exuding confidence in you. A compliment that arises naturally does much more for your self-esteem. You didn't ask for it, and as you were walking up on him, he said, man, you are beautiful. And what do you say? Thank you. That was most kind of you to say. Learn how to accept a compliment graciously rather than using it as a hook. Rather than using it as a hook to get more reassurance. So now take a sip of your tea. So take a sip of your tea. Take a deep breath as this going replaying in your head. And get your life book. What is your life book? The Bible. Get your life book. And let's see what the Bible has to say about this. You ready? Okay. Let's turn to Psalm 37:4. And I'll be reading from what? The Amplified Translation. And it reads as such. It says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires and petitions of your heart. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires and petitions of your heart. Delight yourself in the Lord. That's to please someone greatly. To please someone greatly. Well, we only have one son. We only have one child. And you know what they say about that only child. That only child is spoiled because he gets whatever he wants right then. You know, there's no delays. I want, you got. But I was so determined as a mother not to have that go on. I want to please him. Yes, I do, as a mother. But I want him to appreciate it once he got it, right? So he could ask. And that's what we do to the Father. He doesn't, it's in his time. It's in his time. So we're expending energies chasing something that's running away from us, because what last week's quote said, with desperation comes frustration. And so we're chasing something that is running away from us. Well, the Father already knows what you want. And only he can give you what you want. So, who are you going to spend energy with? Are you going to spend energy developing a relationship with the Father who can indeed make it happen? Are you going to continue to put miles on your shoes chasing someone that's really not good for you? It's a rhetorical question, but you need to spend time musing over that question and developing a relationship with the Father because He knows what you need. Turn to our next scripture, please, which is Numbers 23:19. Numbers 23:19. And this is the nail in everything. It says, from the Amplified Translation, God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and will he not do it? Has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good and fulfill it? Well, that's good enough for me. So I have petitioned him. He's heard my prayer. He knows that I want to be married again. He does. So there's some things that I need to work out because if he brings them to me in the state that I'm in, not healed, not whole, it will go to hell in a handbasket because me not being healed and me not being whole will destroy it because I'm the past. I'm still carrying it around. I'm still holding someone accountable that didn't do anything to me because of what the others did. I have not resolved that. There has been no resolute to that. So God is not telling us, no, he's not denying us. He's just saying, not yet. I did not deny my son. Of course we could get it for him. Of course we could give it to him. But we said, not yet. And when he got it, he was so appreciative. And that's how the Father is. He's got you. He has you. I promise he has you. Desperation is totally unattractive. So while you're working on you, while you are working on you, God has you. He knows what you want. He knows your desires. He's going to give you exactly what you need. So I want to say thank you all for coming to sit with me. Thank you for your patience. I don't know what happened on Facebook, but here it is. So until next Thursday, have an amazing evening. Good night.